Welcome to another episode of Freedom on Fire. I'm your host, Robert BOBTV Brown. All right, so in this era of accusations, the president finally gets hit again on his own accusations.
But it's when he started to put his hand up my skirt, and that was the last time I wore a skirt traveling. Then I managed, because I'm not a small person, I managed to wrestle myself out of the seat and stood up, grabbed my purse, and went to the back of the airplane and sat back there until the plane landed. Let the plane deplane, all the people get off before I left because I didn't want to run into him again.
We all know Donald Trump as a very brash, bold, aggressive New York businessman, and we all known him as the consonant playboy type, who pretty much, at least back in them days, get whatever he want. You know, he even talks about it in Access Hollywood. You know, say, hey, I just grab him by the pee, I don't wait, I move on him like a bee. You know, stuff like that. I just walk in the dressing room without even acknowledging myself. So he's come out his mouth on his aggression toward women. Locker room talk. Now I will, guys, and even some girls, come on, stop. When it comes talking about this locker room talk, we all know when we're amongst our own, we kind of get a little gritty with our talk, you know, and we get a little gritty with our talk about the opposite sex. And so don't act like you do nothing no different than what Billy Bush and Donald Trump did. They did that type of talk, not knowing that they were being recorded. That's why you got to assume that I'm being recorded every time I talk to somebody, because you don't know what they could be saying. And one of the things that you could be saying could get you in trouble. All right. There is such thing as locker room talk, and both men and women do it. And it depends on the situation, and it depends on who they're talking to. Some people just a little relaxed talking locker room talk. Is that excuse for this story? Not excuse at all. Donald Trump has his accusers, and I'm going to go into the story now. First of all, we can't talk about what about Bill Clinton, because right now Donald Trump is president. But obviously she wasn't enough for him that he used his power, and sometimes it's welcome. And that's another thing, people. A lot of times these people use their position of power. Women do it as well as men. Nobody excluded. They use their position of power to impose themselves on somebody. You know who I am? I'm the president of the United States. You know I am the CEO of this record company. I am a filmmaker. I am this and this and that. And some women in the back of their mind, they think, hey, you know, I know a girl who told me that she had sex with Biz Markie. Yeah, that's Biz Markie. She said she had Biz Markie, that guy right there, all because she wanted to say she had sex with Biz Markie. You got some people who are opportunists. They would freely have sex with the president to say, I've had sex with the president. In that case, Monica Lewinsky even kept the dress with his semen on it to say, me and the president was together. Now, I'm not for bullying for people making wrong decisions, but she had a dress with the president's semen on it. So right now, I said this is not going to be about Clinton, so I'm going to stop. This is not about Bill Clinton. This is not about Hillary Clinton. This is about Donald Trump, our current president of the United States. No one, despite what the president, this one is from USA Today. It said, readers on Trump accusers, they can accuse, but should we believe? Well, I could say that about anybody that is accused. Harvey Weinstein accusers came out, you believe. Al Franken accusers came out, you believe. Roy Moore accusers came out, you believe. Matt Lauer accuser came out, you believe. I can go on and on. We can do this all day. So why you wouldn't believe Trump? Now, these people tried to come out before, and they shut them down. Donald Trump was like the Teflon Don. And he's still the Teflon Don because his name's Don. All right, so this was December 11, 2017, USA Today. This article came out a few minutes ago. It said, in an interview with Megyn Kelly, Jessica Leeds, Samantha Hovey, Rachel Cooks spoke about their interaction with President Trump and later called for a congressional probe. The president denied all the accusations. Comments are edited for clarity and grammar. I can go ahead and say Kelly assaulted me, but it doesn't mean it's true. Those three women come back when you have proof, like Senator Al Franken pictures. I hope Kelly's antics get her fired from NBC. Now, let's get in this story real quick and take a look at this. All right. All right. The whole point of this was Politico magazine says Sanders says 2016 victory answered allegations against Trump. The press, this is Sanders saying this now, Bernie Sanders. The press secretary also repeated that it was up to Alabama voters to decide whether Roy Moore should serve in the Senate. In other words, you guys are saying that it doesn't matter if it's stupid. Do you listen to yourself? All right, okay, he was accused by he had sexual allegations with these women. Yeah, he did. But it's up to the voters whether they're going to vote on him or not. Trump had his allegations. Bill Clinton had his allegations. And all these guys had their allegations, but they voted on him anyway. True that. I give it to them. Some people are just dumb. My thing is, if you were, now, it's two sides of the coin. A lot of people will accuse you of stuff to get you to drop out of races. And I guess you maintain your position in the race because some of those allegations could be false. It's an allegation, alleged. It doesn't mean it really happened. It has to go through, not the court of public opinion, but it has to actually go through court evidence, blah, 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 blah. Okay? If you have evidence, a lot of women have ample evidence of them being assaulted. What's her name? It was an assault. Monica Lewinsky was not assault. She wanted the president. The president had a box of cigars. She liked the cigars. She kept the dress with her semen on it. So if she could accuse him of rape and brought the semen dress and said, I got proof that he raped me, and shown that she was forced entry and she has, that's evidence. But just saying something is not ample evidence. And when somebody says something, it automatically goes into the court of public opinion and not actually going to court to be proven whether it was true or not. And in this country, you're innocent to proven guilty, but we done threw that in the trash can and in the toilet and flushed it down. Especially if you're black, and if you're black, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. But in this case now, if you're a man, a powerful man, you're guilty to proven innocent. And so public opinion is going to make their opinion. But what I'm dumbfounded is we got leaders, whether it's Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee or whether it's Bernie Sanders or whether it's anybody that's on behalf of Roy Moore. You're saying that, hey, this may have happened, but let's vote them in anyway. And the actual voting for the person determine whether they're innocent or guilty. No, it does not. No, it does not. You can vote this person in. It still doesn't mean they didn't sexually assault that person. They may have not. Just because you voted them in. And public opinion cannot make the decision. Public opinion doesn't tell you whether it's true or not. I got people that go to church. You mess up one time in church. There's I knew he went all that churchy. Man, I've been going to church 2 weeks. All right, so you saw me in the club drinking all up on the girl. So you saw me coming out of the hotel with the girl. She wanted, I wanted. But you've been going to church for 2 weeks. You ain't no church. I just started going. It's going to take me some time. I've been clubbing for 10 years. You think I'm automatically stop clubbing because I started going to church 2 weeks? I'll stop drinking? I'll stop whoring around or being a player? You think I'm going to stop doing that all of a sudden? No, it takes time for change. Now, what this got to do with Donald Trump accuser? Donald Trump has accusers just like Bill Clinton had accusers. And these women have stepped forward and they shut them down. The media haven't pushed it. None of that stuff. One is named Rachel Cook, one named Jessica Lees, and one named Samantha Hovey. I'm quite sure there's more. But let me read the article. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I can say a lot of things about her. She's doubling down on her argument that Donald Trump's 2016 election victory answered groping allegations made during the campaign. Really? Him being elected as president answers whether he groped them women or not? Groped those women or not? Really? Well, the people voted him in, so I guess that means he didn't do it. So if I get it voted in, does that mean I'm not a thief or a crook? You can... Let me slow down. Really? So voting people in office is an act of judgment. Come on now. Let me keep going, man. You look at Jesse Jackson Jr. He was in office, right? But he stepped down because of his allegations. Come on, people. You gotta stop this, man. The White House press secretary said that Donald Trump's election answered whether he groped them women or not. What that got to do? Election is not a judge and jury. The people of this country at a decisive election supported President Trump, and we feel like these allegations have been answered through that process. Sanders told reporters Monday, hours after 3 of Trump accusers went to television to revive their claim. So these women say, hey, look, since everybody else coming out, I'm going to come out again. Hopefully the American public will listen to us and push this guy to step down. Again, this guy stepped down, you're going to get Mike Pence that's 10 times worse. If Mike Pence stepped down with allegations, probably homosexual allegations, I don't know. Because dude looked like he got a little homosexual tendency. It's America, whatever. If he stepped down, you're going to get Hitler 2.0, Paul Ryan. You think Hitler is Trump? Paul Ryan is Hitler 2.0. Forcing people into poverty. Anyway, these women are bringing up their claims again. The American people knew this and voted for the president, and we feel like we're ready to move forward in that process. Really, Miss Sanders? Really? I'm going to let these ladies talk for a second. Go ahead, ladies. All right, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And let me just call you by your middle name. All right, Huckabee. Huckabee, what are you talking about? So you figured just because the American people knew that Trump groped these women and they voted for him anyway. We feel like we need to move forward from that. No, he groped these women. These women are offended. They wasn't willing participant. I can see if they're willing participant like Donna, not Donna, what's the girl name? Monica Lewinsky. Monica Lewinsky was a willing participant. Kathleen Willey was not willing. She said she was raped by Bill Clinton. She was not willing. And a few other women said they were not willing. Now, Danny Williams' mother was a willing participant, and she claims that she got pregnant by Bill Clinton, a black woman who Bill Clinton often partied with, alleged to party with, got pregnant and totally disowned the child. Danny Williams is my good friend, and he still claims today that Bill Clinton is his daddy, and there's nobody trying to fight for his allegation. He can't even get a freaking blood test to prove it. All he wants is a blood test. Can you give the brother a blood test? And for Sarah Huckabee Sanders to say, well, we voted Bill Clinton in office. That doesn't mean he's not Danny Williams' father. So for you to say, okay, the people voted for Trump so let's move forward. Really? How you can say, okay, Bill Clinton, okay, he probably did rape Kathleen Willie. Let's keep going. Really? What planet are you on, Huckabee? She similarly reasoned that allegations that Republican Senator candidate Roy Moore assaulted underage girls decades ago would be settled by the people of Alabama. So you're trying to say this accusation of Roy Moore messing with these teenage girls, if the people vote him in, he should get off scot-free? That mean he didn't do it? What planet are you on, Miss Huckabee? Did your mama drop you on your head too many times when you were coming up? Because something had to happen. Did you get hit with a baseball bat? Did you play softball and they pitched the ball to you and you just let it hit you in the head? Where you come up with this mess? Voting do not get people off from accusations. That's just proof that people are dumb enough to vote for somebody when they're being accused. I'm not. That's one of the reasons why I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't vote for Donald Trump, because both of them was part of ethic investigation. You don't vote people into the presidency that possibly committed crimes. You got enough crooks in Washington, D.C. You going to help them become take power? Crooks? All right, let me keep going. I'm almost done. Sanders' comments came amid a resurgence of attendance. Sanders' comment came amid a resurgence of attentions to claim against Trump, including the infamous Access Hollywood video, which he was heard bragging about grabbing women by the pee, the wuss, the kitty cat, the poom poom. Trump said he grabbed him. He don't even wait. Yo, man, hey, I just grab him by the pee. I don't wait. Trump now, our president. As a list of politicians, media moguls, and journalists fired, we just saw a list of people getting fired for this stuff, forced to resign over harassment claims, and the list still continued to grow. And we need to overlook Roy Moore, and we need to overlook Donald Trump and their accusations? Really? Well, if the people vote him in, then that means they ain't do it. Really? Somebody hit you in the head with a baseball bat while you asleep and you don't even remember it. Because, anyway, let me stop. And no, this is not being misogynist. I would have said that to Sean Spicer if he was still press secretary. I know somebody probably hit him upside the head. He got evidence. All right, the three women appeared Monday on NBC Today on the Megyn Kelly Show were among at least 16 who have accused Trump of some form of sexual misconduct. One woman, Summer Zervos, had sued him for defamation and accused him of groping her, kissing her against her will, and thrusting her genitals at her while she was a contestant on her apprentice in the NBC reality show. So while she was a contestant, she claimed Trump did all these things. Now, let me go back here. Now, I'm going to show you a joke footage. Oh, you probably already seen the joke footage that I put up of Trump playing around with Mayor Giuliani, former mayor of New York City. It was a skit they put on. Mayor Giuliani was in drag, acting like a woman shopping, and Trump was rolling up on her and hit on her. Her meaning Giuliani dressed up as drag, acting like a older woman. Now, the way he put up on her, he put his face in her breast, smelled her neck, grabbed her breast, and she said, "Oh, no, stop, you dirty boy." That was in this video. You don't believe me? Let's watch it again. So, if he does that on the skit, you don't think Trump don't do that stuff in real life? I know he was playing around on the skit, but come on, really? You telling me these women are making this stuff up? Like I always said, there's a chance all of them could be telling the truth. There's a chance that some of them may not be telling the truth, but somebody's telling the truth. All right, Trump dismissed her claim last year as false. Instead of pointing at his then opponent Hillary Clinton, who he said had shielded her husband, Bill Clinton, during the presidency as he faced an array of sexual misconduct and allegations, including rape. Now, I agree with that. Trump was bold enough to even bring Bill Clinton's accuser to the debate. And you should have seen the look in his face. That's the look in his face. That was priceless. And you should have seen the look in his face. That's the look in his face. Bill Clinton was livid. But that doesn't mean anything. Trump, how you, as a campaign, of course, he's going to try to throw the question off, to get the question off her and put it on Hillary Clinton, who did cover up for her husband misdeed and stood by her husband instead of the accuser. But this is something totally different, Donald D., the Trumpster, the Donald. These people accusing you, and you are the president right now, and you can't ship blame Clinton. You can't ship blame to nobody but yourself. These are accusations you're going to have to face. And supporters, you can sit up there and stand by your man, Roy Moore and Donald Trump, but they got accusers just like Matt Lauer, Al Franklin, Roy Conyers, you name it. They have accusers too. Trump dismissed their claim last year as false. Instead pointing at his then opponent, Hillary Clinton, who he said had shielded her husband, Bill Clinton, during his presidency as he faced a array of sexual misconduct, allegation, and rape. No additional accusers have come forward since Trump took office, but Samantha Hovey, a former Miss USA contestant, who said that Trump once ogled her and her fellow pageant participant in their private dressing room, said on Kelly's show. Trump admitted that. He just walked in on Monday that the recent tidal wave of sexual assault allegations and repercussions against powerful men has opened a window for her and other women who have been accused, or other women who accuse Trump of sexual misconduct, to try round two and seek accountability from the president. In this case, Don, you can't pay them off to shut up. Now they can come after you. You know, it was heartbreaking last year when we all, we were private citizens, and for us to put ourselves out there to try to show America who this man is, and especially how he views women, and for them to say, man, we don't care. It hurts, Hovey said. And so, now it's just like, all right, let's try round two. The environment is different. Let's try again. Hovey was joined Monday by Jessica Lees, who said Trump groped her in the first-class cabin of a commercial flight in the 80s, and Rachel Crook, who said he kissed her against her will in 2005 over the course of almost the entire hour of the Kelly Show. The three women detailed their allegation against Trump, all of which he has repeatedly and emphatically denied. Now, I couldn't put the whole thing up there, but go watch that show. Crooks noted that the Senate was more than willing to launch an ethics investigation into the allegations of sexual harassment against Senator Al Franklin, who announced last week he was resigning. Why is the president immune to that? Crooks said. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand joined four other lawmakers on Monday calling for Trump to step down over sexual misconduct allegations or face investigation. President Trump should resign, Gillibrand said during the interview on CNN. These allegations are credible. There are numerous. I've heard these women's testimony, and many of them are heartbreaking. She added that if Trump did not immediately resign, Congress should have an appropriate investigation of his behavior and hold him accountable. Of course, it's going to be hard because they're in the majority, and they need to pimp Trump to get their bills passed. So it's going to be hard, Kirsten Gillibrand. The remarks came on the heel of similar calls by Senator Bernie Sanders, Jeff Merkel, Ron Wyden, and Cory Booker, all whom urged the president to step down following Franklin's resignation announcement. We have a president who acknowledged on tape that he assaulted women, Sanders tweeted Thursday after Franklin said in a speech on the Senate floor that he would resign in the coming weeks. I will hope that he pays attention to what's going on and think about resigning. Talking about Trump. Franklin, who was accused of groping by several women, took a parting shot at Trump during the address, lamenting the irony that he was leaving office while a man who has bragged on tape about his history of sexual assault sits in the Oval Office. Trump tweeted about the first claim against Franklin in November after a Los Angeles radio host released a photograph of the former entertainer reaching for her breast. Now, it didn't really show him grabbing the breast, just acting like he's grabbing the breast, but still. The Al Frankenstein picture, as Trump called him, is really bad. Speaks 1,000 words, Trump tweeted. And to think that just last week he was lecturing anyone who would listen about sexual harassment and respect for women. You who talking, who said I grabbed him by the pee, I don't wait. I just walk in the dressing room, don't even announce myself. You know, I moved in on her like a bee. You. White House Counselor Kellyanne Conway, kissing up Conway, that's what I call her, said at the time that Trump had commented because the allegations were a brand new news story. Yet Sanders, the press secretary, said Monday that Trump feels strongly that a mere allegation shouldn't determine the course. She added that the president had denied the harassment allegations lodged against him. Okay, so he denied it. Don't mean it's not true. On the Kelly Show, all three of Trump accusers seemed to chafe at the president, labeling them liars. Hovey said she found president's inauguration too painful to watch. And Crook says she had been the target of fake news purveyor who created false articles about her. Lees recalled that Trump had used vulgarity to describe her, the worst one, when the two met again years later at a charity event in New York. Kelly paired the women's account with Trump's own word, remarked that seemed to corroborate the allegation, including the Access Hollywood recording and clips from the Howard Stern show in which the president described how his ownership of the Miss USA pageant allowed him to enter the contestant dressing room when other men could not. The White House, which Kelly said had initially declined to offer statement to NBC ahead of the women's appearance, ultimately did so as the show was airing live. Kelly said the statement, I guess it was starting to hurt White House. Kelly read the statement to the women and her audience on the air. These false claims, totally disputed in most cases by eyewitness account, were addressed at length during the last year campaign, and American people voiced their judgment by delivering a decisive victory. It wasn't all that decisive. The White House statement said, "The timing and absurdity of these claims speak volumes, and the publicity tour that has begun only further confirms the political moves behind them." What political moves? The statement, as read by Kelly, did not make clear which episode the Trump administration claimed had been disputed by witnesses' account. In Lee's case, a British man claimed to have flown on the same flight as her and Trump and said last year that he saw nothing inappropriate between the two. So you must have had your eyes on them the whole flight, bruh. You couldn't even sleep. You couldn't eat your nuts. You couldn't even drink your little cheap soda. You were watching them the whole time, right? Get out of here. Lee said his memory of the flight, specifically his claim that she had been wearing a white pantsuit, was inaccurate because she has never owned such a suit. I would like to see some reckoning, Leeds said, who said she is a Democrat, told Kelly, I would like to see that he's not Teflon and that he acknowledged in some fashion or another and be called to answer the charges. In an appearance Sunday on CBS, Face the Nation, Trump's United Nations ambassador, Nikki Haley, suggested that it would be wrong to dismiss out-of-hand no allegation made against the president. Good for you, Nikki Haley. Women who accuse anyone should be heard. They should be heard and they should be dealt with, Haley said. And I think we heard from them prior to the election. Yeah, but you brushed them out. There's no time limit to hear from them, Nikki. And I think any woman who has felt violated or felt mistreated in any way, they have the right to speak up. She added that it was for the people to decide whether Trump should face any consequences going forward. No, it is not up to the people to decide. It's up to the law to decide. It's not up to the people. It has nothing to do with voting. If you're accused of a crime, you have to be taken through the process. Ask any black man who's accused of possessing reefer when his pockets are empty and his homeboy got reefer in his pocket. She added that it was for the people to decide, stupid, whether Trump should face any consequences going forward. I know that he was elected, she said when he asked whether she believed the allegations against the president to be settled. But you know, women should always feel comfortable coming forward, and we should all be willing to listen to them. Now, that's the end of the article. Now my comment on this, I'm done. Bottom line is, all right, people can accuse you. Okay, you're going to get judged in the public opinion. Public opinion may let you slide and don't believe you. Some people say, I believe you, with no evidence. The point is, they let them tell their story and let the president and whoever was accused have to deal with those charges. In this case, many people has been accused and stepped down of their own choosing. Matt Lauer stepped down. They say it was fired. 9 times out of 10, Matt Lauer was stepped down because the story was too compelling. Al Franklin stepped down. He didn't actually touch the women boobies in the pictures, but he reached for them. He don't play like that. He decided to step down. John Conyers resigned. Different people are stepping down. The president refused to step down, just like Bill Clinton refused to step down. Thing is, there need to be an investigation. Since he don't want to step down. He don't need to comment. He, in his own words, talk about grabbing them by the pee. I don't wait. I move on like a bee. I just walk in. They could be butt ball naked. I just walk in. Come on, really? All right, so I'm done on this. So, please, people, don't be no dummy. Just because a person vote them in the office don't mean they ain't do it. Just because the public opinion said, I don't believe it, don't mean he ain't do it. Just because, come on now, Sarah Huckabee and anybody else who want to use that he was elected anyway as an excuse to say that I guess he really didn't do it. Really? Roy Moore, all these guys who's been charged, it doesn't mean that they didn't do it just because people were dumb enough to elect them anyway. People elect people because they want to make sure they have the posturing stance in a political party. A lot of people right now, they are skeptic about Roy Moore. Some of them don't right out believe it, and it could be true. But you're going to vote for him anyway because you need a R in the category of Trump versus a D pushing back on Trump. I get it. I get it. See no evil, hear no evil, right? Vote them in anyway. Most of these politicians on Capitol Hill and running for office got a level of evilness in them, and you choose not to see it. We saw it in the 2016 primary when Hillary Clinton had all these allegations of Espionage Act and breaking all these laws, and he slapped her on the wrist, and most of her hard supporters had a see no evil, hear no evil mentality. I'm going to vote for her anyway because it's her turn. And the same thing with Donald Trump. All these allegations and him even saying it, and they still going to vote this knucklehead in. I'm sorry. I try not to talk about the president. This knucklehead of a politician in office anyway. You guys keep voting on these evil people, and you're voting on the lesser of two evil. Now we got Roy Moore and his opponent, and you're trying to pick the lesser of two evil over that. Bottom line is, think about who you're putting in office. People who have been accused of sexually assaulting people. I'm BOBTV, Freedom on Fire. Good day and good night. Peace. Hey, thank you for watching the webcast. By all means, make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. Go to YouTube right now and hit the notification button and hit the subscribe. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, by all means, there's a Patreon link. I will put a PayPal link, and the money toward that goes toward equipment, things like that. And last but not least, make sure you look at 2 sections down below. One is called Get to Know LS, the membership. The other one is Get to Know LS, the opportunity. What do you mean LS? LS is a program that called LegalShield that I am an independent representative of. It has not, that company has nothing to do with my views. I fell in love with this program about a decade ago. I've been doing this for over a decade, offering the services to people to benefit and connecting people to the services, putting them in a position where equal justice under the law is not just on the Supreme Court building. It's actually becoming a reality in their lives by having this memberships. And this, with this organization, not only will you be able to know about your rights in a certain area, but you'll know about how to exert and execute your right with the power of attorney top-rated attorney backing you no matter where you go, without worrying about all this money coming out your pocket and things like that. So get to know LS, the member, financially. You can help contribute to this program by becoming a member. Some of the proceeds of being a member of LS goes toward Freedom on Fire and the Rob Report. I'm Robert Bob TV Brown. I thank you for being a huge support to what we do here. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.